Speaking of eyeballs, what do your eyeballs see as far as visibility in this one?
It's pretty good. The window at the back is a little small. I know you've mentioned this getting in the way quite a few times.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm scooted up enough that has just not been an issue right now.
Yeah, for me, the slope of the windshield and these A-pillars, they are just in the wrong position. Hey Gearheads, and welcome to Garage Talk. I'm Corey.
I'm Holly.
Back there's Tucker.
Yep, that's me.
And we are in the original hybrid. This one is a plug-in hybrid. And in this video, we'll tell you how the 2024 Toyota Prius Prime plug-in hybrid electric vehicle does for our family of three. And yes, I know for 25 they dropped the Prime name, but yes, we'll see how this hatchback fits our family. Stay tuned. All right, Holly, I have been begging for this one, and we're finally here in one in our hometown. I've got some other Prius content on the channel, but this is the first time we've gotten to live with one for a week. Thank goodness they gave us the plug-in hybrid, because you and I really like plug-in hybrids.
Yeah.
But I do have to ask you, we'll start outside. What are your thoughts on the new Prius styling? Because by most accounts, it's a slam dunk.
Yeah, I really like this. It's a whole new Prius.
Yes.
This design is. You can't even really, I mean, it's the Prius of years past have all kind of looked similar. And I think it was time for an update, and boy, did they do a good job.
Yeah.
This looks a lot sportier.
There you go. Easy for you to say. Yes, all previous generations looked frumpy. They screamed, "I'm a green vehicle." This one, as you said, looks sporty. It does not look...
Green?
Yes.
Yeah, like...
They screamed.
It does not say I'm a green vehicle. It does not say, "Look at me, I'm a hybrid." It says, "Look at me."
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, why did hybrids of ye old past have to be frumpy looking?
Well, they were designed with aerodynamics first, because the big selling point was how high could you get that MPG number. But now with nearly all Toyota products having a hybrid option across the lineup, Toyota really had to make the Prius something special above and beyond. I mean, you could get a hybrid Camry, you could get a hybrid Tundra, for crying out loud. So they really had to emphasize something different about the Prius. And I say the styling, my goodness, is spot on. And it's quite usable because that back is a hatchback. So there's tons of space back there. You sent me with a bunch of garage sale stuff with this as soon as we got it. We had a minivan the week before, but this was able to haul quite a bit of stuff. 3
huge boxes.
Yes, yes. What are your thoughts on the inside? Because there are some obvious still drawbacks to this Prius.
Drawbacks?
I'm not a fan of that, but...
you can't change everything that's on that screen?
You can change a little bit of what's on there off to the left side. I just don't like that the screen is up
it's
there.
So far back, and like where I have the steering wheel, I have to kind of like look over to see.
Yeah.
Look over the top of it.
But that is better than Prii of years past, because they used to only have stuff in the center here, nothing behind the steering wheel.
Oh, really?
So the fact that there's anything back there is
I mean, just do away with it and do the head-up display.
I mean...
it's practically that far back anyway.
I'm sure legally they can't just do a head-up display.
Why?
I'm guessing
like just...
legally they cannot.
Well, okay, then also do a head-up display.
The thought process there is it's so close, it's practically a head-up display.
Okay.
So there's
But there's too much junk on it.
Well, here, I will simplify it just a little bit for you. But yeah,
a little bit better.
Still a lot going on up there.
A lot going on.
What about the rest of the interior?
This is my favorite.
Yeah? You said it's kind of pinky.
Maybe plum.
Yeah?
I know it's supposed to match the red, but it's definitely plum.
Yeah, well, we have the same
Pinkish,
red here
pinkish.
on the seats with a true red right next to it.
Yeah, so you can see it's a deep
right.
red.
And that is because this is the XSE, the sportier trim of the Prius Prime.
And it definitely feels sporty in here. The design in here is nice.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like you're driving a spaceship.
So we've got the new infotainment system.
Yeah, spaceship.
With 360 cameras and the invisible.
Cameras are really nice.
Yes, and the invisible car feature. So if we scooch forward a little bit, the vehicle will go invisible, and the cameras remember what they saw as we were driving forward. So that's really cool. But very nice infotainment, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, climate control with heated and ventilated seats.
Remember?
Yes. So if you had them turned on, you got out of the vehicle and back in, they're going to be wherever you had them set last time.
Yeah, I like that. And it got warm in here very fast. Is the steering wheel heated?
Yes, it is.
I don't have it turned on, but anyways, it's cold outside and it did not take long for it to warm up in here and keep us at a nice temperature.
Okay.
Which sometimes I wonder about with hybrids.
Yeah.
Turning it on and off. Anyway.
Other thoughts on the interior. This took a little getting used to, but we've had it in other Toyota products.
Yeah.
The LC even had this that we like so much. But
yeah.
Couple cup holders up here, a little far forward for my liking, but then we've got some storage here, some hidden storage, hidden storage down here. Storage in the doors. Wireless charger right here.
Let's talk about the wireless charger right here. I really like this because it's easy to access right here, but it's not really taking up any real estate.
But it also doesn't work.
So that's a problem. I like the versatility space usage that's not taking up any real estate anywhere else.
You just wish it worked.
I just wish it worked. Because most of the time it's like this whole storage space up here is your Qi wireless charger.
So we have tried both your iPhone 16 and my 16 Pro Max. Neither one charges. It's flashing at me to say, I'm not working right now, so I'm going to turn it off. So it doesn't try and tell me.
Well, regardless, I still like it as a holder.
And it's a great placement for it. Then we've got a little bit of storage in here, 2 USB-C ports there, 2 USB-C ports up here, a little bit more storage all the way around. But before we get to the brick streets, Tucker, what's it time for?
Playing in my child safety seat.
And then talking about some storage in the way back. The back seat of the Prius XSE is not a bad place to be. I've got plenty of room back here behind where I've been riding. The seat is very comfortable. I have heated outboard seats back here. I have 2 USB-C ports down here. And I even have a 2-prong household style plug on the back of the center console. So that's very nice. No vents, no sunroof because we have a solar roof in this. And headroom. Yeah, headroom's a little bit of a problem. Like, I can touch the ceiling with my head at 5'10", so a little bit of a problem. I do have a fold-down armrest with 2 cup holders, and I like how it doesn't flop all the way to the seat bottom, like on the Camry. So, some wins, some losses back here in the back, and you do kind of have to watch your head getting in and out. Woo! As I move out, I will go ahead and say, I always joke about these hard plastic covers that do cover the lower latch points, not knowing what to do with them if we owned a vehicle for more than the week in which we get to test them. And of the 4 of these back in the back seats, only 1 remains. This car was just delivered to us minutes ago, and yes, only 1 remains. I typically put those in the center console, which I will do with that one. We have a split folding seat back because this is a hatchback and really expands the cargo capacity in this one, but these seats don't recline any. All right, all that to level set. We have Tucker's Graco Extend-A-Fit child safety seat. This is the same one he rode in when he was rearward facing. And look, it even matches the interior of this. And it looks like maybe move that front seat forward just a skosh, but this fits in here very nicely. So another huge win for the back seat of the Prius. Lots of room on the inside, even for a rear-facing car seat, still leaving room for an actual adult in the front. But we will turn this around, put the top tether down and through. We do have a rear cargo shade back here in the back, but we'll talk about that here in just a moment. And then getting the car seat into place. Again, those latches are fairly well exposed thanks to that removable plastic cover. So finding them and attaching to them is very easy. And then again, the headroom. It's becoming more of an issue than I thought at first, but now we can tighten this up and snug it down, which is very nice. And now we can move around to the back to put in that top tether. All the way around though, for a car, thanks to attachback, this was pretty easy. As we come to the back of the Prius XSE Prime, I will go ahead and note this is a 24 model that still gets the Prime designation. For 25 and up, they're just called the plug-in hybrid, which while I'm back here, I can go ahead and show you the plug. So we've got a plug on one side and the fuel door on the other right over here. But the rear hatch, it's been a moment since I've opened one of these up, but if you look right here, we've got hashtag door handle right here, and you push that button, the hatch opens right up, and you can see we've got a nice lift back cargo area with a decent amount of room. And then I really like this flexible butterfly cover. We've seen this in Lexus products, and this does feel premium while also still being affordable. I do not like those hard carpet covered panels that so many affordable vehicles have been placing over the rear to save on cost and also cover the rear area. If you're not going to give me a roller shade, I'd say this is the best option. And since it's a butterfly folding, you can take it down and store it if you need to, which we will, because we will be loading the back of this down with a bunch of stuff to take to a friend's garage sale. So there is that. We'll go ahead now and finish the child seat install. You can see, like most Toyotas, there's just a slit in the back of the seat fabric, and then we can pull that down. I will go ahead and note that it is possible we could be doing some long-term damage to the seat. I'm gonna snug that down when I have a second hand not holding the camera. But generally speaking, it's not too far of a reach. And if I had removed this, it would be a much easier install. But suffice it to say, still pretty easy. And then, as I said, plenty of cargo. You can see how wide the hatch opens just because of the slope and where the hinge points really are. So plenty of room back here. This is an insanely practical small car that does really fit in most garages, most parking spaces very easily. And there are Easter eggs all the way through this Hybrid Reborn. So just a fun little Easter egg hunt for you to do as you have the vehicle. But we do have that button right there that will bring that hatch to a nice soft close. All right, so plenty of space in the hatchback in the back, plenty of room in here for all of us. Tucker, how does it ride? How's your wobbly head back there?
It is the smoothest we've ridden in, but
here comes the big one.
It's quite nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But as I was talking, we hit the biggest bump.
And
What did you think? Was it bumpy?
I mean, I barely even heard it. It did a great job of hiding everything.
Yeah.
Maybe because the tires are so skinny. I'm not sure. What are your thoughts, Holly?
Yeah, I think it's pretty smooth. It does a pretty good job.
Yeah.
It's a little bumpier than some, but it's low to the ground too.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it did a pretty good job. It wasn't too loud.
Yeah, all the way around, it is a nice, solid ride. Speaking of prior generation Priuses, Priuses, I don't know. There's one right there. But ours looks better. See ya. Eat our electrons.
Priuses.
Priuses, yes.
Priuses.
Prius.
But yes, this has been...
Eat our dust.
There you go. This has been a comfortable one for us. We went to your parents' house for a pre-Thanksgiving and it was a comfortable ride for the hour-long drive there.
Yeah, the seats are comfortable and nice. There's enough legroom. How's your legroom, T-Man? Yours is pretty nice, huh? Yeah, you've got some legroom back there.
And then, the entire time we're driving this today, we're going to see your parents again, but the entire time we're going to be driving this today, we're going to be using pure electrons because as this is a plug-in hybrid, you can drive it for just over 30 miles on all electric range before it turns into just a regular hybrid and the engine comes on and works like a regular hybrid. So the great thing we like about plug-in hybrids is you could commute on electrons, plug it in every night, never have to use any gas, but you can use the exact same vehicle for a road trip and
not have range anxiety.
yeah, it just works.
And I just want to point out that when I just did that, I scooted up just a little bit at the red light that I'm at, but it's a red light, and it gave me a little ding that there was crossing traffic, so I like that.
A lot of safety built into this Toyota Safety Sense 3.0. You've even got eyeballs watching you to make sure you're paying attention to the road up there. But speaking of eyeballs, what do your eyeballs see as far as visibility in this one?
It's pretty good. The window at the back is a little small.
But you do have
the
review camera mirror.
Camera mirror that freaks me out. But these windows are really long back. I know you've mentioned this getting in the way quite a few times.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm scooted up enough that has just not been an issue right now. But
yeah, for me,
the
slope of the windshield and these A-pillars, they are just in the wrong position. And so they've completely blinded me at intersections of the intersection because of just how long this A-pillar is all the way down. So slight miss, but that again goes to the aerodynamic efficiencies of this vehicle. They really wanted it to slip through the air, so that meant a steeply raked windshield.
Yeah. So what's the range in this guy?
So again, you can get over 30 miles from just the electrons alone, the electric motor and the battery pack. And then we saw over 360 miles of estimated range on a full tank of gas. So you put that together, nearly 400 miles of total range. With this, but I'm sure we could get more from that.
Yeah. And you have to put premium gas in this?
No.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. The window sticker on plug-in hybrids and electrics, they do all that MPGE garbage that is more confusing than it is actually helpful. Any other thoughts in here, living with it? How does it drive? We've talked about its powertrain. How is it actually driving?
I really like driving it. It does feel like I'm driving a sports car.
Yeah? Very interesting. Okay.
Yeah, with the little steering wheel and the zippiness because it's electric.
Yeah. Plenty quick. And now if you mashed the accelerator, the gas engine would chime in to help propel this thing forward and give it just a little more oomph. But yeah, not too shabs. And there are multiple drive modes here. You're actually driving around in Eco, but there's a custom, sport, and normal that we could also put it in to give you even more oomph if we wanted it.
Yeah.
EPA estimates 114 mpge, which means diddly. They also claim 40 miles of all-electric range and 550 miles of total range. So in optimum conditions, full battery, full tank of gas, they're claiming 550 miles of all total range on this one. Wow. So, that's pretty impressive. A little bit better than what we've seen in our Thanksgiving week with it. But just so you know, that's where it is. All right, Tucker, the price is right there by my thumb. You see it? See that number way down low?
This one?
Yes. But let mommy guess. All right, Holly, what do you think? The price of this?
So I don't know anything about the pricing of Priuses.
Okay.
But I feel like they're pretty affordable, right? Usually.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Keep in mind, this
Okay.
is like the top trim.
The top trim.
It's got all the bells and
Yeah.
whistles.
Let's move
I'm going to say 39.
Not quite.
higher.
Too high.
You need to
Too
go high.
low.
Yeah.
45.
Too high.
Oh, 42.
Right in there. Tucker, why don't you go ahead and tell her what it is?
43.
Okay.
89.00.
So 43,000. What was it? $89.
Yeah, 43,000.
So
Okay.
not too shabs, and you're not going to be putting a lot of fuel in it. It's actually way cheaper per mile, even on our Texas electricity rates, to drive it as an EV than it is with gasoline. So the more miles you can get out of the plug versus the fuel pump, the better.
Sure.
So knowing what you know now on the
Mhm.
price, and that you and I really like plug-in hybrids,
Mm-hmm.
what are your thoughts on this?
I think it's a good deal.
Yeah? This could
I mean,
very
unless
easily
you-
find its way in our garage.
Unless you just have to have a head-up display, which is nice.
Yeah.
Does
That's-
that cost more electricity?
No. We did not even talk about the fact that this has an optional solar roof. So for $610, we have a solar roof on this. And we have, just on this drive today, added 0.0 miles so far from
But
that
we
solar
haven't
roof.
been out very long.
Right. But it does add some power back. Not anything that's really noticeable.
Can you use that function when it's parked?
Yes.
And not turned on?
Yes.
Sure.
Though I again, at $610, I think it is more of a gimmick than it really is
Okay.
functional. I just don't know that solar
You're not
technology.
going to make back
is-
$610, you don't
it's probably going to take you a while to add that back
think? Okay.
in total price. But I mean, it's there, and you as a Prius owner could thumb your nose at people and be like, I have a solar charger on my roof.
Yeah.
There's that.
As I would.
Well, if you want to know more from Holly, what she's driving, what she thinks, go find her on Facebook and Instagram at Female Consumer. You can find all things GT Garage Talk at GT Garage Talk, Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, you name it, all at GT Garage Talk. Or you can go to gtgaragetalk.com. You can find links to all that we do, including our award-winning podcast. But as for us, and the king of all hybrid vehicles here in the States, the 2024 Prius Prime XSE. Until next time, Gearheads.
Bye.